All right, well, now we get to do one of my favorite things, which is mix a little bit of algebra in with our geometry. So let's see, it says find the measurements by adding. And we're to find the measurement of JL, and then we're given a little bit of a warning. Assume that the figure is not drawn to scale, which brings up this point. Anytime you're working with something, if you're not given a figure, sketch one out. We're going to look a little bit later, in fact, in this particular chapter section, where we're going to have to, where it's going to be a good idea for us to sketch out a figure to help us visualize exactly what we're being asked to do. But here, this one's pretty straightforward. We're told that JK is 8.4 centimeters and KL is 3.9 centimeters. And it makes common sense that if I want to find JL, well, then I'm just got to add JK, the measurement of segment JK, and KL together, and that should give me the measurement of JL. So let's see, we got 8.4 centimeters plus 3.9 centimeters. Well, let's see, 4 and 9 is 13, carry 1, and 9 and 3 is 12. So JL then is 12.3, and don't forget your unit of measurement, 12.3 centimeters. Now we get the pleasure, the extreme pleasure, of finding measurements by subtracting. Do we want to do that? It doesn't matter if you want to or not. We're going to do it anyway. All right, so here we've said find measurements by subtracting. Find QR, assume that the figure is not drawn to scale. So here in this figure, I can see that PR, well, that's 13 3/4 feet, and PQ is 6 5/8 feet. And I want to find what this measurement is right here of QR. Well, if PR is 13 3/4 and PQ is 6 5/8, if I subtract 6 5/8 from 13 3/4, well, then obviously I'm going to get the measurement for QR. So let's see. And here we also have the pleasure of dealing with the dreaded fraction. Now, in order to subtract these, I've got to have a common denominator. So let's see, 3/4 and 5/8. Well, my greatest common denominator would be 8. And if I want to get that 13 3/4 expressed as in terms of eighths, I can actually just take that 3/4 and multiply it by 2/2, because 4 will go into 8 2 times. And 2/2, if I simplify 2/2, it's just 1. So I'm not changing the value of that 3/4. I'm just re-expressing it in terms of something over 8. So let's see, 3 times 2 is 6, and 4 times 2 is 8. And so now I can say 13 and 6/8 minus 6 and 5/8. Well, let's see, 6/8 from 5/8. Well, that's just going to be 1/8, right? And 13 minus 6 is going to be 7. And so this is 7 and 1/8. And I cannot forget my unit of measurements, which is feet. 7 and 1/8 feet. All right, a little bit of math, algebra, arithmetic even, mixed in with some geometry to find a measurement given based on what we have been given. perfect.